Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. As the recording of this, it is Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. I am standing in front of this pink Cadillac at the Pink Cadillac Diner and Motel. I am heading southbound today into North Carolina, but first I have a few things to do in this neck of the woods of Virginia. It has been many years since I have been to Natural Bridge, Virginia. Not only some historical stuff, some very interesting natural things. Bridge, you know, the bridge is natural. It's not man-made. But there's also some wacky roadside attractions here. So I'm going to check that out before continuing southbound on this road trip. I'm inviting you to join me. It's good to have you. Still haven't bought any sunglasses since I broke the last pair. Shall you? Now you can't really step foot in these parts without acknowledging and embracing the work of Mark Klein, who a lot of the roadside novelties are created by him. And I believe this looks like something he would have done. This Johnny Appleseed. I've always said to myself, if I was to open a roadside attraction somewhere someday, he would be probably the guy that I would contact to build, you know, a beacon off of the road, drawing in. Look at Johnny Appleseed here with the apple. Got the pot on his head, holding a tree, apple tree. I guess that's an apple tree. Starting to bud just a little bit there. A very content and happy Johnny Appleseed here. So got to see a lot of his work today while we're around. This place is not open at the moment, but it's known as the Gaylord Downey Cabin. Built in 1860 on North Mountain. It is a tasting facility for, it looks like, cider, like hard cider. So in 2016 it was moved from this spot, built pre-1860, and it was moved here to where it stands now. And a little onlooker there saying hello to all the traffic driving by. Think of Johnny Appleseed, I always think of the NoFX song. Oh wait, Contemporary Johnny Appleseed I think is the name of it. But oh, I thought that was like around the back. I thought that was like the nozzle of a watering pot, but it's not. Nope, it's not what I thought it was. I don't know what the heck that is. Very scenic countryside out here. And this is the road that heads into Natural Bridge, Virginia. But I'm standing outside of the Enchanted Castle Studios, where a lot of the stuff around here was created. In fact, look up top there. There's a wizard. There's a wizard. Scientist up top here. Now the gate is open, but there's a sign here, so I'm not going to go walking back in there. Looks like there's a few people in there doing some work. There's some dinosaurs over there. You got some tikis out front here. Sleepy tiki. And then back in there, there's a train set. Man, there's a treasure trove of goodness back in there. Got all the flowers down here on the ground. name of this town is named after a bridge that is naturally made. It's pretty cool. In fact, I believe George Washington's name is carved and inscribed in the bridge itself, if I remember correctly. Alright, this kind of stinks because it is midweek. Dinosaur Kingdom 2 is only open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 5. Now, the last time I was here, 5, 6, 7 years ago, give or take, this had just opened. I think I was here within the first month of it being opened. Now, it's called Dinosaur Kingdom 2 because the first Dinosaur Kingdom here in town was moved over here. The other one closed, and a while later, Mark Klein opened this one, Dinosaur Kingdom 2. I've done a walkthrough of here before, but it's been half a decade ago since I was in town, and none of this was out front. This has really been built up considerably since those days. They have an Extinction Junction fossil mining. They got this really cool old, it's like a front of a train station ticket booth. There's also a safari zoo behind me on the other side of there. That's what all those animal noises you're hearing are. Lots of animal noises coming from over there. And take a look at this really large elephant. I would imagine he created this as well. Pretty much anything that's like kind of a wacky roadside, item like this. Why would they go to anyone else? Except Enchanted Castle Studios. I'm gonna go look around over here. At the dinosaur store, these little monkeys. There's one right there looking off in the distance. And there's another one over here, looks like eating a Pop-Tart or something. This is a really clever idea for a trash can. Put your junk in my trunk. It could have a double meaning, but it's a very unique concept for a dinosaur park. It's more or less the soldiers going up against the prehistoric creatures. It is not your typical dinosaur park. Got a little water tower peeking up there called Extinction Junction. Got an airplane in the side of the fence. Just incredible. All these fiber, I guess they're fiberglass sculptures. This robot missing an arm with all the wires popping out of the side. You got King Kong here holding a part of a plane. You got this dragon. Look at this. Oh, wow. And then in the distance, there's Frankenstein, old Frankie, coming out of a chicken torso. Of course, they see no evil, hear no evil. Say no evil. Monkeys over there. Look at this. Franken chicken. You know what? I believe this was from the old foam hinge. So foam hinge was a creation made out of foam to look like Stonehenge, but it was here in town and it was moved elsewhere, so it's not in this area anymore. But I believe this wizard was part of Foamhenge. In fact, I visited there 5, 6, 7 years ago when it was in town before it was moved, and I recall this wizard, if memory serves me correctly. Wow. Hello there. An elephant. See what this sign says. Merlin cast from a mold I created directly from the face of Jamie Jordan of Waynesboro, Virginia on February of 2007, 2 days after his passing, and just shy of his 60th birthday. It was his request to have him create a lasting image of him. A nice homage to Jamie Jordan. So don't quote me on the fact that this was from Foamhenge, but I think this was from Foamhenge. Wow, silhouetted out a little bit from the angle of the sun I'm in, but this is kind of horrifying. I mean, not the banjo playing dragon here. This. It's like faces in the neck of that horse-like creature and faces on the chest. How's it going?
How you doing?
The heck is that noise? These really are the type of things I love to see when I am on a road trip. What the heck was going on over here at the Natural Bridge Safari? I don't know. But I love this kind of stuff. These wacky roadside attraction items on the side of a road. That's why they're called roadside. This is the kind of stuff that I love. Look at this. For posterity. See if I can get a good, maybe. All right, gonna move on. Gonna see some historical stuff and some natural stuff here in Natural Bridge. I wish this was open, but it's only open 2 days a week on the weekends. Incoming alert. I've stated this before, so forgive me. But these round bales of hay are underneath this little awning here. And I feel like they're here, you know, just because I've heard these are gonna be outlawed. They're gonna outlaw these round bales of hay because horses and cows aren't getting a good square meal. Again, my apologies. And why this town got its name, and probably the biggest tourist attraction in this neck of the woods. The hotel up top there, Natural Bridge Hotel. Got the sign here. This is a very interesting building. It says private there, but it's like on the side of the embankment here. Natural Bridge through these doors. And I've never even noticed this before, but there's an unnatural bridge that goes underneath the road. That's nice. Over to the hotel. Never stay at that hotel. And maybe one day. No plans to. Cherry blossom trees? There used to be a wax museum that closed many years ago. I wish I could have gone to it, and I wonder if the wax figures are still over there inside that building. I'm gonna walk over there first. So here's an artistic rendering of the bridge itself there. View from the cliff, quote unquote. And here, this could be a photo. This is, well, unless they, no, that's another artistic rendering dated back to 1852. But this wax museum, I believe, is right inside of here. It's just an empty building now. But are the wax figures in there? Do they awake at night and walk down to the Natural Bridge? It'd be interesting if there was a wax figure of George Washington in there, and George Washington went down there and looked at his inscription in the Natural Bridge as a wax figure. I might be thinking a little too hard about this. Oh, butterfly just went by. It almost looks like it's now used for offices. Just taking a look in the window. Oh, look at this. Bridge entrance. That sign has seen some years. This is the second one of these love photo ops that I've seen in the last 2 days. Yesterday, I was at Humpback Bridge, and there was a tree that made the V, and they put the L-O and E around it, made out of different items. This one is just It's like made out of wood, and they painted the bridge right there. And there's an eagle for the V, a rock for the E, and a waterfall for the L. Okay, this like little information center is huge in here. This building is massive. And they are pumping in sounds of crickets and wildlife and birds and forest noises in here. I like it. There's a horse over there. Has a painting on the side that says, "In wilderness lies the hope of the world." There's a bear over here too. Lurking in the shadows. It's the high five bear. Give a little high five, bear. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Give me a paw. This is a really cute shirt. Official picnic basket inspector. Natural Bridge. Clever bear, very clever. I have paid my $9 admission. I'm gonna go down these stairs. So it's $9 and they give me a little ticket that I have to show to someone as I start going down. I think it's about 1/3 of a mile. It's not too far down to the Natural Bridge. Ooh, what's down here? Oh, it's a fake tree here. Oh, and you can walk through the fake bridge right there. And not to overuse all 3 jokes that I know, but this is a beekeeper's attire. Let's say it's a real, yeah, you know the rest, you know the rest. Oh my goodness, oh, I thought those were bees. Nope, they're butterflies. Bunch of butterflies up there, look at those. I thought there was like an infestation of bees. They're butterfly, beautiful butterfly.
Hi.
Check this out, it says 1926. This tablet commemorates the fact that the Natural Bridge was surveyed by George Washington in about 1750 AD and was granted to Thomas Jefferson in 1774 AD. Very historic. It's going to be a little bit of an incline down some stairs to get to it, which means going down a lot of stairs. Well, not stairs, but a lot of hills. Means you got to come back up the hill after you get done with the bridge. So, gotta get some steps in. Cascade Creek. Looking back up Cascade Creek, you may see beautiful exposed tufa deposits, tan and buff-colored deposits of calcium carbonate. Layers of the same type of limestone that form the bridge can also be seen along the trail in the creek. So this very beautiful creek is like kind of a makeshift waterfall. Well, not makeshift, but it is a waterfall. And it kind of goes from that angle, and then also here it continues on down the hillside. A couple of fallen trees here, which almost looks to be, I guess they're, well, no, they're gonna say maybe they've like converted kind of into rock over time. They might be petrified. I don't know, maybe not. No, not petrified, but kind of look like it. Now when you get to the bottom of the incline, you have to show your receipt here or purchase another ticket. I got the ticket at the top, show the receipt here to continue on. It's like some sort of all-terrain vehicle underneath there. There's even a seating area that you can just sit and bask in the glory of the Natural Bridge. And that is really incredible, honestly. And comparatively, it's pretty easy to get to. I've been to a lot of, different parks and seen pretty amazing things like this. And a lot of them require a lot of hiking. This is pretty simple. No climbing is allowed on the rocks either. No rock climbing. Quite a bit of shade underneath this thing. Just gotta find George Washington's inscription in here. Not only is there a lot of shade because of the archway, it's a nice little breeze and a bit gusty through here. It creates like a wind tunnel. A highway goes directly overhead. The highway goes over the bridge, not just some little small driveway or back road. Lee Highway, US Route 11, passes directly overhead. 215 feet high, 40 feet thick, 100 feet wide. Arch contains 450,000 cubic feet of rock, 72 million pounds. Okay, I had to look pretty carefully to find the George Washington initials that are carved in the side, but just keep an eye out. It's about 20 feet up from the water level, and there's a box drawn around it. It's kind of like right under the arch itself. There's a box. A lot of people have carved their name in there from back in the day, but according to legend, George Washington, who surveyed this area, carved GW in the side. See if I can zoom in. It's going to get a little grainy when I zoom in, but see what happens. It looks like a G.W. dot. Yeah, I can kind of see it. Gotta wonder if old George was up there. The hammer. Like a railroad spike or something carving his name. I guess it'd be too difficult to type the whole word out, George Washington. That's a lot of carving, so just the initials worked. GW. I just love stuff like that. It's so cool. There's also an urban legend that George stood at the base of this and threw with his own human arm. Well, he didn't have a robotic arm, but he threw a rock over this from the ground level, standing here, and launched a pebble or a rock over the top of that. Possibly completely over, landing on the other side, but even if someone could get it up there, they should be playing a sport. Okay, this is kind of cool. So over here where the initials are, there is a survey marker down here as well. And if you look closely, so it has Washington DC's name on there as well. And it also says GW 1750 from Information Report Damage, Vertical Control Marker, National Geodetic Survey, but it has the GW on there as well. Good thing I was like paying attention when I walked out of here. I didn't realize that's right next to the GW that's inscribed up on the wall. Fascinating stuff, history is. All right, gonna continue on south through Virginia. My eventual goal tonight to get into North Carolina. Commuting on down the road a bit, I noticed this old refurbished Gulf station. I do love a refurbished Gulf station, or any sort of piece of Americana that is fixed up and made to look like it did back in the day. In fact, they have some of those old-timey gas prices up here. Gulftane, 27 cents a gallon. Good Gulf, 29. No Knox, 33. This is really well done. Whoever did this did a heck of a job. That good Gulf gasoline, look at that. You got the 3 different gas pumps here as well. As well as Cruise Master wiper blades, arms, and refills. That is beautiful. It looks to be in the same spot where the original one was. You see even the slab there for the gas pumps. Old Mountain Dew logo there, and it'll tickle your innards, which was one of their original slogans. Got some old Coca-Cola bottles, bunny enriched bread, RC Cola, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Yeah, very, very well done. Sunbeam, bread thermometer on the side, Gulf thermometer. And off in the distance next to that self-storage, classic truck alert. And my rental car reflection on the window. Carried on a ways. Probably another 20, 30, 40 miles, give or take. I'm always on the lookout for old video stores. This one so happens to have a big satellite, well, medium-sized satellite dish out front. In fact, it was called the Satellite Place. The Satellite Place and video store. So it was a combo. You could get your satellite on and you could rent some VHS videos. Little relic of the past. Satellite Place and video store. Hey, there's a restroom around the back. The door is ajar. They took all forms of credit card, Discover MasterCard, even have the CBS and ABC logo across the side. And the sign states the satellite store, the Satellite Place. You can see the lettering is kind of falling off. Oh yes, look at this. They have the night deposit box. Right there. Yeah, it brings back some serious memories of the video store rental days. And this is looking in between the 2 bars and the glass. I don't remember bars being on these windows with Back to the Future quote as well. There's also a fish up there on the shelf. I see a lot of satellite stuff, but I'm not really seeing any video store stuff. You pan this out. Oh, you can see the reflection here. Oh, I'm stuck between the bars. The camera is stuck between the bars. There we go. This way. Might have got a little bar paint on my camera. I didn't see any videos in there. I was hoping to see some VHS in there, but didn't see any. Just saw some satellite stuff. No VHS. They probably cleared the VHS out. The light's on though, even during the day. Needed a little road trip snackage. So stopped off at Circle K. Got a Polar Pop. They have Cheerwine. And since I'm getting into Cheerwine territory, I figured heck it. Go with some Cheerwine instead of Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper. And also, I think these are my favorite road trip snacks. Quality since 1932. But sometimes you'll find just the special request rye chips. So I got those as well, and I'll like kind of mix them in with the other bag. And something for the old, well, I would call it the sweet tooth, but something also to nibble on as I'm cruising along. Circle K Blue Sharks. Tasty, chewy, and naturally fat-free. Price of gas for diesel's $3.81, but unleaded here was $3.15. Not too bad. And I was noticing the employees inside their shirts stated, "We have the fuel to get you there." No, our fuel will get you there. That's their slogan for their gas. I would really hope that's true. Most gas stations, fuel will get you there. I think I just gurgled up a little bit of my Cheerwine. I forgot to swallow it. Their fuel will get you there. That's a weird slogan. I hope so. I also have just passed over the North Carolina line, so out of Virginia and into North Carolina now. I have driven through and pulled over into quite an amazing town called Yanceyville. This place is like stepping back in time. You got the fire department over there. Take a look at the courthouse or the city hall building there. Look at this place. The department store, Watlington's over there. It's like something you'd see, you know, in the 80s, like something you could picture in Stranger Things, even being brought back. The courthouse was erected right after these events, 1870. Never been to this town before. One thing I noticed when I was pulling into this little town square that really drew my attention is probably one of the most amazing, if not the most incredible relics when it comes to a movie theater that I've ever seen. Right over here. Still has the marquee. That is a beautiful old theater relic. I'm also noticing this, there's this metal door here, but then there's also this old storefront. It says, "Do not block door, loading and unloading." Yeah, that theater, that is something else, that marquee. Very run down, but really picturesque when it comes to classic Americana theater that have seen better days. I've got a blue gummy shark on my steering wheel now. You're the captain now, blue gummy shark. Okay, the shark is not behind the wheel anymore. I am. I ended up consuming the shark. Here at this intersection are a couple of stores that have seen better days. There's this one, and then directly across is another store. As shown here, probably was pretty thriving at one point. People making a little pit stop there and getting what they needed on their travels. This is Cedar Grove. This is the Cedar Grove, North Carolina post office here. Also a satellite in front of there as well. C.H. Pender Grocer is closed. I always like these towns that just have one light. There's just one blinking yellow light over there. Both people that are stopped at the light are staring at me as if they've never seen a camera before, or they probably just wonder why I'm filming these buildings. This is an auto and tractor repair place. And there's a random cinder block right here. Not even a red and green light, just yellow. Think of how many people and how many families back in the day got their groceries in there. And you see an empty building like this, and sometimes it doesn't really cross your mind, and then you really dig deep into the brain. You start to realize this was a thriving place. And probably one of the few places within miles of here at one point where you could get stuff that you needed and goods and food. Now it's closed. I have reached my hotel for the evening. Got both my bags, bringing an extra water up there, my suitcase. That's gonna do it for today. I'll see you in the next video, the vlog. I'm in North Carolina. The vlog is over.